would like to begin with a linguistic distinction. It will be probably difficult to translate it even into English. I don't know about Korean, your language, if you have different words for it, but in French and some other languages, we have two words for the future. Futur, like future, and avenir, to come. Futur stands for the future as the continuation of the present, as the full actualization of tendencies which are already present. While avenir, to come, avenir points towards a more radical break, a discontinuity with the present. Avenir is what is to come, not just what will be. For example, in the contemporary apocalyptic situation, the ultimate horizon of the future is what our best theorist of catastrophes, I think, Jean-Pierre Dupuy, D-U-P-U-Y, he called this ultimate horizon the dystopian fixed point, the 0 point of ecological breakdown or nuclear war or global economic or social chaos. Even if it never arises, this 0 point is something like a virtual attractor towards which our reality left to itself tends. The way to combat the future catastrophe is through acts which interrupt this drifting towards the dystopian fixed point. Dupuy's thesis is here that, please listen now carefully, it's a very profound theoretical one, that if we are to confront properly the threat of catastrophes, environmental, nuclear war, and so on, we need to break out of the usual notion of linear time, where the future is mostly determined by the past, but we have sometimes these four choices to make. Dupuy calls what the new time notion the time of a project, of a closed circuit between the past and the future. The future is causally produced by our acts in the past. That's true. While the way we act is determined by our anticipation on the future and our reactions to this anticipation. You see the very simple point. It's not just that what we do is produced by the past. At the same time, we have certain expectations of the future, and reacting to these expectations, we act the way we do. This then is how Dupuy proposes to confront the catastrophe. We should first perceive it as our fate, as unavoidable. So we should only then, afterwards, project ourselves into this catastrophe, adopting its standpoint, and then we should retroactively insert into our past counterfactual possibilities, in the sense of, oh my God, if we were to do that and that, the catastrophe we are in now would not have happened. Therein resides Dupuy's paradoxical formula. We have to accept that at the level of possibilities, the future is doomed. The catastrophe will take place. It is our destiny. And then, on the background of accepting this fact, we should mobilize ourselves to perform acts which will change destiny itself, which will insert new possibilities into the past. So this does not mean that we cannot change the future. It just means that in order to change our future, we should first change our past, not in a naive, magical way of changing what happened, but we should reinterpret the past in such a way that opens up towards a different future different from the one implied by the predominant vision of the past. Now, here the example would have been what you, Sean Young, mentioned, that early act of revolution in 1949, or when, yours. You should tear it out of its predominant reading. It was just a small communist rebellion directed by North Korea, whatever. And you should read it as something that is not yet dead, that still has a message to deliver to us, pointing towards a different future. Today, we should ask ourselves, will there be a new world war? The answer can only be a paradoxical one. If there will be a new war, it will be a necessary one. This is how history works. Again, a quote from Dupuy: if an outstanding event takes place, a catastrophe, for example, it could not have taken place. Nonetheless, insofar as it did not take place, it is not inevitable. It is thus, that's the formula, if you are philosophers, it is thus the event's actualization, the fact that it takes place, which retroactively creates its necessity, end of quote. With regard to the new global war, once the conflict will, if it will, let's hope not, will explode between United States and Iran, between China and Taiwan, between Russia and NATO, around Ukraine, it will appear necessary. That is to say, we will automatically read the past that led to it as a series of causes that necessarily brought out the explosion. If it will not happen, we will read it the way we today read the Cold War, as a series of dangerous moments where the catastrophe was avoided because both sides were aware of the deadly consequences of a global conflict. So again, I repeat my point. It's not enough to say we are in a certain situation and the possibilities are open. We can choose war, we can choose peace, or a third possibility. No, what we are confronting are not just different possibilities, but literally different futures. Dupuy uses here, he borrows from quantum mechanics, the term superposition of states. Today, we live in a superposition, political, of different states. If you look at our history, not just Ukrainian war, but our entire situation, all signs point towards a mega catastrophe. Ecology is our gradual suicide. There will be hunger because of global warming. Tens, hundreds of million people will have to move around. There is a clear prospect of nuclear catastrophe. So this is the fixed point towards which we are moving. It's more than just a possibility. If you look neutrally at our situation, this is our future. In this sense, necessary. But we, knowing this, we can act. We can act against it.